Hello everyone, I am Kobe Sarial and today we will be talking about what I wear and bring when hiking Mount Fuji because your hike starts here. Before we start packing, let us first analyze the situation in the mountains. First, season and temperature. The hiking season in Mount Fuji is from July to mid-September. During this time, it is safe to hike in the mountains, there are no snow, and the mountain huts are available. The usual temperature this time is around 2 to 10 degrees Celsius, and it may change or get colder depending on the wind and rain factor. Number 2, hiking days. Mount Fuji is hiked in 2 days. There are 4 different trails for Mount Fuji and usually people take Fujinomiya or the Yoshida Trail. Here, the trail is exposed and open and you will be walking along scree trail. What is scree? Scree are small and loose rocks. For the Fujinomiya Trail, if you'll be doing that during the ascent, there will be parts of the trail wherein there are boulders with man-made foot platform na nakaukit sa bato, and then you may be needing your upper extremity or your hands kasi may mga tali. So for Mount Fuji, for any trail, it is either a continuous ascent or a never-ending descent. Number 4, saan tayo matutulog? Luckily, we won't be camping outdoors. There are mountain huts available. Wherein, beds will be there, kahit dikit-dikit, but you are safe and dry. They will be providing blankets and sometimes a mini pillow, and the food is hot. Number 5, weather. During this time, it is summer in Japan. However, when you go to Mount Fuji, it can rain anytime. Not just a drizzle, but sometimes even a downpour. Number 6, night hike. We'll be walking at night, so you'll be needing your headlamp. Sometimes we may start as early as 11 p.m. or as late as 4 a.m. depending on the pace of your group and the mountain hut that you are located in. Number 7, lots of people. Sobrang daming tao dito. Why? Well, Mount Fuji is the highest mountain in Japan and it's one of the most famous mountains in the world because of its perfect cone shape. Now, the window time to hike this mountain is very short, the month of July to mid-September. So, a lot of people all over the world, mga seasoned hikers, even beginners, would want to hike Mount Fuji. So expect a lot of people. Number 8, the food, trail food, and water. While it is okay to bring everything, dito sa bundok na to, it is available. You can buy it at the mountain huts or even sa mga vendo machine. Meron siya. And lastly, number 9, toilet. Every mountain hut, every station you go to, there will be toilets available. Paminsan, may bidet pa. At times, the toilet seat is warm, may heater. Oh, sobrang sarap. The downside, the higher you get, the fees will be more expensive. On the first day, let's say you will be coming from Tokyo or wherever you are, the moment you arrive at the 5th station, it's going to be cold. On my hat will be either a sun hat or a beanie, kung malamig, and then a dry fit shirt, possibly, depending if it's cold, a windbreaker, and then underwear, syempre, and pants. Stretch na dry fit. Okay lang ba shorts? Definitely. Socks, wool, or kung ano man, but make sure it's above the ankle to avoid chafing. And finally, waterproof shoes. High cut ba or low cut? Any is okay, but personally, what is important is that you go for waterproof pants para, in case it rains, you're dry. Second, it is also a protection from the cold. Para siyang windbreaker. So with that in mind, let's start packing. First is the accessories I need or may need while hiking to the mountain hut. Beanie. Make sure it covers your ears. Sun hat, arm sleeves, a folding umbrella. You may use this sa 5th station or along the trails or even in the mountain hut. Kunyari, umaambon lang at hindi mahangin. Trekking pole. let's take care of our knees. Next would be sunblock. I go for a sunstick para kahit may gloves ako, it is very easy to apply anytime, anywhere. Next would be lip balm to avoid chafing. While there's water available, technically from the 5th station to the mountain hut, you will be needing around 2 liters of water. But more importantly, remember that you need to be properly hydrated before the hike itself. Trail food. Some of the best trail food for me would be dried fruits, some nuts, and chocolates. Waterproof jacket or your raincoat. This goes the same for your lower extremity. Waterproof pants. Next would be the gaiter. This is optional. This is used para to avoid the small rocks na pumapasok sa sapatos mo, but at the same time, it's an added protection so your feet won't get wet in case it rains. Headlamp and extra batteries. Depending on the mountain hut you're in, it can be as short as 4 hours, 5 hours, depende talaga sa pacing mo eh. But we want to come in prepared just in case abutin tayo ng gabi sa daan. Dry fit shirt para pampalit, same for the underwear and pants, and syempre, fresh socks. A down jacket and an extra layer just in case it's cold, plus an additional layer just in case it gets really cold. Usually, ito na yung down jacket mo, either a full sleeve down jacket or for me, ang ginagamit ko, yung down vest. Next would be gloves for the cold, and then waterproof gloves if you have, kasi if your hands get wet, it gets really cold, extremely cold. Ang hirap, ang hirap. An extra buff. Dito ginagamit ko para sa hair, para sa, to have warm air entering my body, or pampunas sa uhod, whatever. Heat pads. This is optional. Ito yung malilit na square that you shake it to produce heat. Packed lunch. On day 1, you'll be having breakfast, before heading to the 5th station. And then you'll be hiking at around maybe 9, 10 a.m. So along the way, you'll get hungry and you need something to eat. Remember, the food that will be provided will be dinner at the mountain hut. Aside from that, I also bring extra food like a chicken that I buy sa 7-Eleven, sa Lawson, or any combini. Kasi at the mountain hut, while food is provided, which is hot, sobrang sarap, minsan kulang eh. So, if you're like me na mabilis magutom, buy something extra for dinner. Your toiletries, your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your, alcohol. While hindi ka naman makakaligo sa bundok kasi walang shower and it's too cold anyway, for some people, they have alcohol to rub on their body. For some, they use wipes. So just be prepared for that. Earplugs or earphones. Bakit? Because on the mountain huts, magkakatabi kayo. Parang dorm style. Wherein, pag gumalaw ka, paminsan talagang elbow to elbow, ganun kayo magkadikit. And when someone snores, and I'm telling you, pag pagod ang mga tao, kahit hindi ka humihili ka, you may have a hard time sleeping. Personally, I use earphones kasi earplugs is not enough. At least for earphones, I can play a background music for me to be able to sleep and recover for the early summit assault the following day. Power bank and cables. While there's electricity in the mountain huts, for some of them, pwede ka nga makisaksak. However, it's hard to rely on them for various reasons. 1, walang kuryente. 2nd, a lot of people are using it already. And 3rd, for safety. I don't want you or us to be, to be plugging something valuable like a camera or a cell phone, and then before you know it, nahulog, nawala, whatever reason. So you want to have all your valuables close to you, safe and sound. Next would be a plastic bag. Kasi once you arrive at the mountain hut, there will be plastic slippers that will be provided that you may use inside the mountain hut. And your shoes is not allowed. You should take it out to maintain the cleanliness of the mountain hut. Dito, yung plastic, dito mo lalagay yung shoes mo, pwede mong ilagay sa kama mo or wherever. For some mountain huts, you will be leaving this outside, wherever, but make sure you have a plastic bag. For some mountain huts, they'll be providing plastic, but it's better to have your own just in case. medicine kit, and first aid kit. I have one that is quite big para sa buong grupo, but for you, have your personal med kit and first aid kit. Usually, sa medicine ang laging ginagamit, ang madalas gamitin would be painkillers for the head, for the body, mga paracetamol, biogesic, etc. etc. Camera, syempre, to preserve those wonderful memories. Change of clothes after the hike. Syempre, pagbasa ka, pagpawis ka after the hike, when you go back to Tokyo or wherever you will be sleeping for the night, it's nice to have fresh clothes para hindi ka naman talikuran ng mga, ng mga katabi mo sa train or sa bus. Next would be something to identify you. Again, there will be a lot of people hiking in the mountains. Paminsan, during the dark, hindi mo na kilala kung sino nasa harap mo, nasa likod mo. While, hindi ka naman mawawala, everyone goes to the same direction. It's a nice comfort feeling if you see someone nakakilala mo along the trails. So a reflector would be really helpful. A belt bag, this is optional, but I would want to have a belt bag with me, close to me, that is very accessible for my yen in small denominations. Why do you need yen in small denominations? One, for the toilets, the higher you go, the prices varies from 50 yen to 100 yen to 200 yen. Pataas ang pataas yan until you reach the summit. So you need yen in small denomination. Second, for the kombini, for the vendo machine, for the mountain huts, in case you want to buy water, trail food, or energy drink. And lastly, if you want to go for the stamps as a souvenir, I'll be showing to you that later. There's a price range for every memorabilia on your walking stick. On the bottom part are the things I won't be needing during the hike, so change of clothes, my extra layers. In the middle, my med kit and first aid kit. And then on the top pack, the things I will be needing during the hike, like my waterproof jacket, waterproof pants, waterproof gloves, your trail food. On the side will be my water, para easily, I can take it off easily, and my folding umbrella. For my sunblock, since I use a sun stick, usually I put it on my belt, on this area. Same thing para madali siya tanggalin. So with that, those are the things I will be bringing when I hike Mount Fuji. So what do I wear on the second day during the summit assault of Mount Fuji? The exciting part. Before sleeping, make sure what you will be wearing is what you'll be wearing the following day. Before sleeping, magpapalit na ako ng damit. Para the following day, I will just add layers and save time. So, the moment you go out of the mountain hut after having breakfast or after getting your packed breakfast, malamig sa labas ng mountain hut and probably windy and you may be shivering. What are the layers that you will be wearing? Here's what I do. After my dry fit shirt, I will be wearing a long sleeve to provide extra heat. Pwede ba ang base layer? Pwede naman ang base layer. Usually, base layer should be beside your skin like your underwear. So, meron sa bottom, meron sa top. However, the reason why I won't be wearing any base layer is that the moment you arrive at the summit and start descending, it's going to be hot. And a base layer may be uncomfortable. I don't want to be, changing clothes, taking off my base layer, wearing an extra shirt, etc. etc. At the same time, it's extra weight, my windbreaker. Assuming it's dry and pwede pa siyang gamitin, I will be wearing this as my third layer. Fourth layer will be my down vest. For some people, they may be wearing a fleece jacket or a down jacket. My fifth and last layer will be my waterproof jacket in case it rains. It's protected from the cold and stylish siya eh. Kaya gusto ko siya as my last layer. For my lower extremities, tadan! I may be wearing my waterproof pants. I will be wearing a beanie. Again, make sure it covers your ears. Gloves. Saktong-sakto na sa akin to. Now, inside my backpack would be my waterproof gloves just in case it rains. And last but not the least, syempre nga, it will be dark, we'll be trekking early in the morning, I will be wearing my headlamp. This is what I will be wearing for the summit assault hike. And you want to wear something warm, but not too warm. Why? Because the moment you start walking and hiking, your body will produce heat, body heat, and it's going to be warm inside. So there's a tendency for you to take out layers, you'll be stopping, taking out a jacket, putting it inside your backpack. When you start hiking, let's say umiinit, you can easily unzip your jacket slowly, one at a time. If it gets cold, zip it again. If it gets hot, zip it down. So now you're walking, you arrive at the summit at around 4:30. 1 hour early because the sunrise happens at around 5:30 to 6 a.m. The moment you stop walking, the moment you stop moving, it's going to be cold. So with that, inside my backpack is an extra layer, which is my fleece jacket. Paminsan, hindi mo na kailangan yung fleece jacket. But it's best to come in prepared na sobra yung dala mong layers. Then, you're up the summit in Mount Fuji, you're shivering, feeling cold, hypothermic, and then you don't have any layers. Mas okay ng sobra kesa kulang. Expect a lot of people, it will be dark. Some of your companions, baka hindi mo makita, hindi mo mamukhaan. It's okay. Relax, do not panic. Kasi everyone hiking Mount Fuji has the same goal, to reach the summit of Mount Fuji. So, it's nice to have something to distinguish yourself, like a reflector. If you're joining trail adventures, we're giving one. After witnessing the sunrise all together with hundreds of people, some of you may go to the main peak, may go around the crater, or simply just enjoy the view. Depending on the time, you will start descending. Most likely, you will be descending via the Yoshida Trail. Take note, the trail going up for the Yoshida Trail is different for the trail going down. Here are some things to consider. Do your thing at the summit. At the summit, there will be toilets. After that, during the descent, the next toilet will be quite far at the 7 kilometers mark. And then after the 7 kilometer mark, 5 kilometer mark. Medyo malayo siya. It's a never-ending switchback descent on open and exposed trail along Scree Trail. So, for ladies, having a folding umbrella may be helpful. There will be no stores available. After the summit, the moment you go down, reload your water, your trail food, kasi wala nang mabibilhan. During the descent, you may see trucks fixing the trail. That trail is where you will be walking. And you may feel like, Kuya, pwede bang pasakay? Pwede bang pasabay? I'll be paying for a fee. That's not possible. Walk and walk even if you can't walk. It will be tiring. The sun will be out and it's going to be hot. So all the layers you're wearing, malamang sa malamang, you'll be taking it off, putting it inside your bag, and you may just be wearing a shirt, probably an arm sleeve, at the most, a windbreaker. However, ready ka pa rin kasi pwedeng ang umulan, pwedeng maging foggy, maging malamig, mahangin, but most likely, it's going to be hot. It will be an endless scree trail. Kung saan, when you walk, biglang may mga small rocks going inside your shoes. It may be annoying kasi every now and then you have to stop, take off your shoes, pero ganun talaga. Now, dito pumapasok yung value ng gaiters. You may use it if you have one, but if you don't have, edi tanggal ka na lang, taktak ka ng taktak. Speed. For some people, it is like a breeze. It may just take 2 hours, 3 hours. Tumatakbo sila going down like skiing. Amazing. But for some people, it may take more time. It may be heavy on the knees. So if you need your knee support, have them. Remember your trek poles because definitely you will be needing them. There was a time I was accompanying a group member. During the summit assault, we started at 10 p.m. And you know what? We ended the hike at 6:30 p.m. Nakakapagod. We needed a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of good vibes, positivity for us to end that trek. There's a toll na parang tinatawag sa Mount Fuji Yoshida Trail 5th station. Wherein, if you don't leave the 5th station by 7 p.m., you will need to spend the night there. Sobrang hassle nun. Walang accommodation, walang kama, walang banyo. I think parang upuan lang, pati table, classroom style. So you will have to spend the night there. There are restaurants at the 5th station wherein they sell fresh food, rice, meat, sobrang sarap ng pagkain, drinks, ice cream, may mga souvenir shops, you know, a lot of feel good after a long hike. All of them, they close by 6 p.m. So during the descent, be mindful of the time because one, they're strict when it comes to the bus departing the 5th station. At the same time, again, 7 p.m. Pag umabot ka doon, you'll need to spend the night at the 5th station. It's quite miserable. Lucky enough, nakuha namin yung cutoff time. We arrive at the 5th station ng 6:30. We need to take the taxi kasi wala nang bus. And paglabas namin, parang accomplishment of all sorts. Ang saya namin, we bonded great. It was a funny and happy memory. If you're doing the Yoshida Trail going up and the descent, there are lockers available for a fee. So dito, pwede mong iwan yung mga change of clothes mo, yung mga gamit na hindi kailangan sa bundok, and you just get it after the hike. Other additionals that you may be needing would be radio, especially if you're in a group, flag. I always bring with me a Trail Adventures flag and a Philippine flag. Knee support in case you need it. Be honest to yourself. Personally, I don't need it, pero I bring one just in case. And lastly, your stick. Ano ba yung stick na to? There's this wonderful stick that you may purchase at the 5th station. Stick lang siya. Along the way, during the ascent, there will be people who will do stamps for a minimal fee. It's a wonderful memorabilia. At first, I didn't want one kasi nga magastos. Every stamp would cost around 100 to 100 yen. But then, I was persuaded to have one. And it is a wonderful memory, especially if I see it at home. Like, uyo, I did Mount Fuji. You can buy one which is shorter, around 1/3 of this, para stabilize and balance ang trek pole mo when you're hiking and descending. Pwede mo ba uwi ito sa Pilipinas? Actually, yes. We never had any problems or concerns arising in terms of this, bringing it home and flying it to the Philippines. I think ang ginagawa ng tao most likely is that, number one, first, ask your airline kung ilan ba yung check-in na pwede. Pwede ba yung luggage, tapos hiwala yung stick? Or kung isa lang, ang ginagawa, pagdidikit and then to use a tape para counted as one luggage lang. Before flying to Japan, you may ask your airline kung possible para lang sigurado. Take note, there's more stamps for the Yoshida Trail as compared to the Fuji Trail. So there you have it, the things I wear and bring when hiking Mount Fuji. If you have any questions or clarifications or things to add in terms of what to bring to have a wonderful and memorable Mount Fuji experience, please write them down on the comment section below. Again, this is Kobe Sarial, and your hike starts here.